Imagine a missile so fast it travels at more than 10 times the speed of sound. A weapon designed to outmaneuver modern missile defenses, strike with terrifying precision or devastating unpredictability, and alter the global balance of power. On August 1, 2025, Russian President Vladimir Putin announced the start of mass production of such a weapon, the Oreshnik missile system. Not only that, he revealed that the first units were already being delivered to Russian forces. By the end of 2025, these systems are expected to be fully deployed inside Belarus, a move that places NATO's eastern flank under unprecedented pressure. According to Russian media and the state-run TASS agency, both Moscow and Minsk have already chosen the deployment sites, and preparations are underway. But this is not just about Belarus. Reports suggest Russia is even considering forward deployment in Venezuela or Cuba, evoking echoes of the Cold War's Cuban Missile Crisis. If that happens, large portions of the southern United States would fall within range of the Oreshnik. What exactly is the Oreshnik? The Oreshnik, known in Western military designations as SSX-34, is a medium-range ballistic missile, IRBM, that operates on solid fuel. This makes it faster to launch, easier to transport, and harder to track compared to older liquid fuel missiles. Weighing around 40 tons, with a payload capacity of at least 1,200 kilograms, the Oreshnik can strike targets between 800 and 5,000 kilometers away. Its launch vehicle is based on the massive MZKT 79291 transporter, giving it full road mobility. The missile is believed to be a derivative of the RS-26 Rubege, a project that we shelved years ago, now repurposed for a new geopolitical moment. But what makes the Oreshnik especially dangerous is its MIRV capability. That means multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicles. In simple terms, a single missile can carry 6 nuclear warheads, each capable of hitting a different target. It can also release decoys and submunitions, overwhelming missile defense systems and making interception nearly impossible. The Oreshnik was not just an announcement on paper. In fact, it was first used in combat on November 21, 2024, during the ongoing war in Ukraine. Fired from the Kapustin Yar test range in Astrakhan, the missile struck the Pivdenmash defense plant in the city of Dnipro. Traveling at speeds of up to Mach 11, the missile delivered multiple re-entry vehicles. Interestingly, analysts later concluded that many of these warheads were dummies, non-explosive decoys. Despite that, witnesses described explosions that lasted for hours, caused primarily by the sheer kinetic energy of hypersonic impact. Satellite imagery, however, revealed relatively minor damage to the factory and surrounding buildings. Many experts believe the strike was not a tactical attack, but a political demonstration, a message to Kyiv, NATO, and Washington that Russia had entered the hypersonic game with force. One of the Oreshnik's defining features is its ability to evade interception. Because it can deploy multiple warheads and decoys while flying at extreme speeds through the upper atmosphere, traditional air defense systems struggle to track and engage it. Systems like Israel's Arrow 3 and the U.S. SM-3 Block 2A are designed to counter ballistic and even some hypersonic threats. But Ukraine does not possess these systems, leaving it almost defenseless against a missile like Oreshnik. Still, Western analysts argue that this is not a truly revolutionary weapon. Instead, they describe it as a mashup of existing Soviet technologies repackaged for today. Dr. Jeffrey Lewis, a non-proliferation expert, points out that nothing in Oreshnik's technology is fundamentally new. It's a recombination of older systems in a new shell. If true, this means Russia may be exaggerating the system's uniqueness, but the psychological and strategic impact is undeniable. Despite its hypersonic speed and MIRV capacity, one of the Oreshnik's biggest weaknesses may be accuracy. Footage from the Dnipro strike suggested the missile was not precise enough for conventional, non-nuclear strikes. Experts argue that Russia's MIRV systems have never demonstrated pinpoint accuracy comparable to Western systems. To compensate, Oreshnik may rely on submunitions or cluster warheads to blanket larger target areas. This makes it more suitable for strategic deterrence than tactical battlefield use. In other words, the Oreshnik is a weapon of fear and intimidation more than a surgical strike tool. Putin insists that Russia is not occupying foreign land, but reclaiming what is rightfully ours. On the battlefield, Russia claims progress in Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhia, and Kherson, with the capture of Chasiv as a notable victory. At the same time, the Kremlin stresses it is open to peace negotiations, though talks with Ukraine remain stalled. Against this backdrop, the introduction of the Oreshnik signals a dangerous escalation in the arms race, particularly in the field of hypersonic weapons. Hypersonics, defined as weapons that travel at speeds 5 times the speed of sound or more, are notoriously difficult to intercept. Their deployment by Russia forces NATO and other powers to rethink defense strategies, fueling a new era of global military competition. So what do we make of the Oreshnik? Is it a game-changing hypersonic weapon that secures Russia's place at the forefront of missile technology? Or is it simply an updated Cold War design, more about intimidation and politics than real battlefield utility? One thing is certain: its existence raises the stakes in a war that is already reshaping Europe and the world. With deployments in Belarus and possibly even Latin America, the Oreshnik could mark a turning point in how we think about global security. What do you think? Is the Oreshnik a genuine military breakthrough or just propaganda in missile form? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into global defense and military technology. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for our next breakdown of the weapons shaping tomorrow's conflict.